Welcome back to PJChenDesign. This is PJ. Today I would like to talk about 3 different ways to modify this Monstera leaf and turn them into an earring with the Rhino 3D software. Are you ready? Let's get started. There are many different ways to build the organic shape and the surface into the Rhino. Today I'm going to show you what I found is the most easy way for this type of a design. So that's starting from the scratch. So I'm going to use the picture command and to bring in the image that I found online, and it could be any of the image we're going to use just for the reference. And if you feel like this is too dark, you cannot see your line, you can always coming into the material, and under the material right here on the right button there's a transparency, and I'm just going to lower it down a lot more so which I can see my line there. Okay, and then once you like it, just go ahead to lock it. In this case, we don't care about how big it is because we're working in the curve and we can always scale it up and down. I also like to turn my layer into the red color so it's easier for me to see the line. So I'm going to starting with the control point curve and starting something like this. You don't have to trace it exactly, but get it close to whatever original. And one thing, be really careful is you don't want to have this point there. You actually want them to be a little bit rounded, which first is not going to scratch your customer skin, and second, it is much better for the casting and finish. You want to avoid a lot of a sharp point in the jewelry design. That's my personal preference. Some of the design I saw, it's more like a really artistic and they want to have all the spiky things all the way. It's up to you, but most of the commercial sense, you want to make sure your customer will be comfortable with it. So we want to avoid a lot of a sharp point there. Alright, so once you're done, you can kind of work around moving those control points if that doesn't follow on your design. So for example, I want to moving out this a little bit, and if I still feel like this too pointed, I want to move those points back. Alright, so I'm not going to adjust. We also need to work on the inside as well. And again, this is an organic piece, so you don't have to do exactly the same, but be really careful. Like this section right here, you do not want it to be too thin because that won't be good for casting. So you need to make sure that it's not like completely touching the side and making the metal way too thin over there. Alright, so if everything look alright to you, we can unlock this one and we're just gonna hide it. Now this is the time we need to scale it down to the size that we want. In this case, I want this leaf to be about 20 millimeter, or you can have it bigger if you want to. Alright, now to create a surface is quite simple. We can just select everything and we're gonna use the surface from planar curve and enter, then we'll get this surface. Let's take a look on all 4 views. So now this surface is right there lying on the construction plane, and I'm going to pick up everybody beside the surface and just hiding all the curves so we can just dealing with this surface. If you turn on the control point, you're gonna realize there's only 4 points right there. So anything that you're moving the whole piece. So in order to get it really nice curve, one thing we can do, let me make them stand up first. And one thing we can do is we can using some transform tool. And one thing you want to understand is any of the transform tool that you're using, it's going to complicate the surface. Let me doing a comparison. Moving one to the side, and for this one, I'm going to just using the transform tool. We have this called bend. I'm going to bend it maybe middle here and bend the middle here, right? And let me change this back to the black color. So the one on the left, I just bend. Notice that now it's already complicated the surface. You can see there's a lot more iso curve there. If I want to bend it in other way, for example, I'm going to bend it again, or I'm going to twist it. For example, I'm gonna twist it from here to here. and maybe a little bit like this, and or I'm going to bend it again. You can do it multiple times. Like for example, this gonna bend here, this gonna bend here. All right, so you can see after you do multiple time of the surface edit with the transform, you see how complicated this surface has become compared to this one. All right, so the second way, again, for the comparison, the first one, let me turn it into the red color. The second one, for comparison, I'm going to use the green color. For this one, I'm going to rebuild the surface, and then I'm going to make a lot more point and make sure the degree is equal 3, and that's click OK. So now I have a lot more point right there. If I turn on the control point, for example, and I want to the top, all of this point, and the same using the bend command, that's bending from here to here, we bend this way. Now we're gonna pick up everything on the bottom and we're gonna use the bend command one more time. You're going to have something like this. All right, notice that no matter what you do, you still keep the surface really uniform. That's using the twist because we are actually working not on the piece but on the control point only. So I'm going to twisting, for example, from this point and up. I'm gonna twist a little bit like this. You still see the surface is nice, and you can bend it again. So for example, those, it's going to be bent, and from here going to be like this. Or this one, again, every time you're working on only working on the control point, okay, with this, and we're gonna use the bend command one more time, and we're gonna bend it this way. All right, so now you're looking at those surface. This is much nicer surface compared to this one, right? So this is the second way that you can dealing with this organic shape. Now the third way, it's you have a lot more control. Like this individual piece, if you turn on the control point, you can have a single one like this one. You can turn on the control point and selecting the point. Let's say I want to pick up that one and I want to pick up all the V direction, and with this V direction I want them to go inside a little bit or something. You can do something like that, right? So you can edit individual control points. So maybe this point right here, like those few points, they want coming out a little bit, and that's the advantage of using a control point, a lot more control than this one. Okay, now we want to look at it the third way to edit this one, and this one I'm going to use the commands called cage edit. For this cage edit, it's going to ask you like what type of a way that you wanted to do. We want to use the bounding box. We want to align to the wall, just hit enter. So on the X count right here, which is go from here to here, I want 25. And the Y, it's actually doesn't matter, just have 2 is fine. The Z is going up and down, and we wanted the same like the one with the control point. So let's do 25 as well. And let's hit enter. Now you see the box right there, and if you hit enter one more time, then you will see something like this. I sometimes like to use a bounding box. It's because they work differently than just the point. You are actually editing the box, not the surface itself. So let's say if I want to bend it from here to here, and I want to bend it from here to here, and I also want to bend it maybe from here to here, and now it's the bottom from here to here. All right, as you can see, this one, you will have some control, but the control is not on the control point, it's actually on the box. If you turn on the control point again, let's say all of this right here, I want them to go out, and I wanted to rotate it this way. So then this will flare out like this, and maybe those points right here, I'm going to turn it into the wireframe. So easier to adjust. Let's say certain point right here, and I want them to go out or rotate it, something like this. Okay, so you can do a lot of a point. Now, if you delete this box and you turn on your control point, you're gonna see the control points is so complicated right there, right? As long as you are not deleting your box, you can always turn on the control point on the box. The original box will coming back, right? If you delete your box, for example, like this, the only way that you want to call back the box is you might need to do the cage edit one more time. So cage edit, we pick up this object and we want to pick on the bounding box, and then we want to change X to and Z to the 10 point, all right? And then hit enter, and we'll get something like this. Now we can say maybe where in the middle, I want them to come out a little bit, something like that. So you're not limited to the point that you have on the surface. You can make point a lot more simpler. So that way you can doing different type of editing like this. Okay, so you can keep editing until you like. Then once you like it, just go ahead to delete the box. All right, so now we have 3 different ways to make an organic surface right there. How do we turn it into the solid? First, you can do is, if it is small enough, you can do is just offset the surface. Okay, and make sure the surface is thick enough for you to cast into the earring. Now, if you take a look on the render view, you're going to notice that this is a little bit sharp edges. But if it is too small, it doesn't really matter. But if it is something you wanted the earring to be big, you probably wanted to have more rounded surface, right? So I'm going to make a copy right there, and I'm going to, instead of just loft it or just extrude it into the solid, I want to blend the surface, and I wanted to blend in between here and here. It will give you a preview, and definitely this is like way too big. So I'm going to lock it on both of them, move it down at the same time, and if you click OK, then you will get a better edge there. So let's take a look on the render view. Then you will have a nice slightly puffy edges there. After that, all you need to do is put the earring post. For the rendering purpose, most of the time the post is soldered on after you do the casting. So you don't actually print the post right there. Here is just for the rendering purpose. If you like my video, sign up the newsletter. The link is in the description below. I'll send you a lot more free stuff to help you to learn jewelry CAD design. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next.